Our first story today, my boyfriend kept blaming my dog for ruining the house, and then I caught him setting her up. Hi Aunt Jay, when I finally got my rescued dog Daisy, it felt like everything in my life had come together. I wanted a dog for years. And when I brought her home, she was exactly what I'd hoped for, gentle, affectionate, already house trained. She just made me so happy. But my boyfriend Mark wasn't on the same page. At first he pretended, stroked her, called her cute, but it didn't last. He started moaning about the smell of dog food and her hair on the sofa, and about how much of my attention went to her instead of him. At first I thought it was just him adjusting, but then things started to happen that just didn't make sense. I'd come home from work and Mark would be standing there pointing at the floor saying, look what she's done. There'd be dog mess on the carpet. But Daisy had never done that before. She was trained and I always walked her before leaving. But I still ended up feeling guilty. Then it got worse. I bought myself an expensive pair of heels, a rare treat. One evening I came home to find them ripped to bits. Mark shook his head and said, I told you that dog will ruin everything. But Daisy wasn't destructive. She never so much as chewed a pair of slippers. And that's when I knew something wasn't right. The next day I stopped in at a shop after work and I bought 2 small cameras. I set one up in the kitchen and one in the sitting room while Mark was out. I wanted to know for sure. And that same evening I checked the footage, and Aunt Jay, my heart sank. Mark walked in with Daisy, came back through the door carrying a tied up bag, and he opened and dumped the dog mess straight onto the rug. And he even poured a little bit of liquid nearby to make it look worse. Then sat back into the sofa like nothing happened. He then walked into the living room with one of his shoes and put it in Daisy's bed. I sat staring at the screen, sick to my stomach. What kind of person am I living with? The next morning, I didn't even give him the chance to talk his way out of it. I just showed him the footage, straight from my phone. His face dropped and he started fumbling about, trying to make an excuse, talking about making a point. I told him the only point that he made was that I couldn't trust him. I packed his things and told him to leave. He tried to spin it, saying I was choosing a dog over him. But it wasn't a choice. I choose honesty and loyalty over someone who would lie and scheme and make me doubt my own dog. And that's why I'm writing to you, Aunt Jay, because it wasn't just about the dog, it was the betrayal. I can't get my head around how someone I lived with, trusted, and I loved could go this far to get his own way. It's just left me questioning how you ever really know who you're with. You did the right thing. Let me tell you why. A man who is willing to set up an innocent animal, lie to your face, and destroy your things just to get his own way, that's not a partner. That's a manipulator. It's not about the dog. It's about control. If he could do that to Daisy, what else would he be capable of when he doesn't get his own way? That kind of behavior is cruel, calculated, and actually dangerous in a relationship. You showed real strength by acting quickly and showing him the door. Some women would have ignored their gut or let him talk them round. But you trusted yourself and you protected Daisy too. Don't doubt yourself for 1 second. You didn't choose a dog over a man. You chose loyalty and honesty over deceit. That's not a loss, that's a win. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you would have done in that situation. Okay, let's move on to our second story today. My friend treats me like unpaid help rather than a friend. My best friend makes me wait in for her deliveries, pick up her mail, and set up her parties, But when the fun starts, she tells me to go home. Hi, Aunt Jay. I don't have a big friend group. In fact, most of my adult life, I really only ever had one friend, Samantha. We've known each other since school days. She's always been the loud, confident one, the type who fills a room and has everyone's attention. I've always been quieter, the one in the background. For years I thought that was fine. I honestly believe I was lucky she kept me close. But the truth is, the longer this friendship has gone on, the more I realise I'm not treated like a friend at all. I'm more like her helper. When Samantha turned 30 last year, she organised this huge, lavish birthday bash. She hired a hall, booked caterers, had a balloon arch, the lot. She asked me to help set it all up. I was the one waiting around for deliveries, chasing the caterers when they were late, sorting out the decorations. I thought, well, that's what friends do. But when the night of the party came, she never even invited me. Over 30 people were there, her friends, her family, workmates, and her other friend groups. But I was left out. I was left at home. The same person who spent hours making sure her party was perfect wasn't even welcome to be part of it. And that wasn't the only time. She'll go on holiday with her friend group, post all the pictures online, and I'm never asked. What I do get asked is, can you look after the house? Just pick up my mail while I'm gone. And I always say yes, because if I don't, I've got no one else. One Saturday, she had a washing machine been delivered, but she had other plans. She actually asked me to sit in her house all afternoon waiting for it. I gave up my weekend for her while she was out enjoying herself, having drinks with the girls and shopping. One summer she threw a barbecue. I was round there helping set up, moving chairs, cleaning the garden, even running to the shops for bits that she'd forgotten. Then when people started arriving, she turned to me and said awkwardly, "Thanks for helping, but my guests are here now. I'll see you out." I stood there stunned for a second, then picked up my bag and walked home. That night I sat scrolling through social media, seeing all the pictures of the party that I helped prepare but wasn't welcome at. And when we're around our other friends, it's even worse. One time in town, we bumped into a group she knew. Instead of introducing me as her best friend, she just brushed me off like I was barely anyone and said, "Oh, this is someone I knew from school." I just stood there smiling, pretending it didn't sting, but inside I felt invisible. The truth is, Aunt Jay, I don't have anyone else. Samantha knows that. And she knows if I cut her off, I've got no one. And I think she plays on it. She treats me like I'm disposable because she thinks I'll never walk away. And that's why I'm writing to you, because I don't know what's worse, carrying on with a friendship that leaves me feeling used and unwanted, or cutting ties and facing being completely alone. What you've got there isn't a fair friendship. You're the one putting in all the effort, sitting in for deliveries, running errands, helping set up for parties, and when it comes to the good times, you're pushed aside, just taken for granted. But I do understand why you hold on. When you don't have many people around you, even a bad friendship feels safer than nothing. But here's the truth, being used like that actually leaves you lonelier than being on your own. Here's what you can do. Say no sometimes. If she asks you to give up your Saturdays for her, just tell her you can't. Watch what happens when you stop being available on demand. And stop chasing. Don't be the one always reaching out, offering to help. Let her come to you. If she doesn't, that'll tell you everything. Start putting your time into something for yourself. It could be a class, a walking group, even volunteering. You'll meet people who want your company, not just your help. Remind yourself of your value. You've shown loyalty and kindness. These are good qualities, but they need to be given to people who give you the same back. You deserve a friend who's proud to be standing beside you, not one who hides you away. Don't be afraid to step back, and sometimes losing the wrong person is how you make space for the right ones. Well, those are my thoughts. Have you ever found yourself in any of these situations? And what advice do you have? How would you deal with it? Let me know in the comments section below. Let's keep the conversation going. Thanks for watching, and subscribe for more true stories like this. I post every single week. But until next time, guard your heart and protect your peace.